I'll show you guys how to do a basic wellness check on your vehicle to see how it is and if you may need any repairs in the future. So this is a bit of an older vehicle. One of the things I like to check first is I check the fan clutch. Beautiful, it's working like it should. Come to the belt. You look on the inside of the belt. If you see cracks, then you need to replace it. But this belt still has a good traction right here. Next thing I'll look at is the battery. Come to the positive side and I can see there's an obvious leak. It's leaking battery acid a bit. Another thing I would check is this throttle cable, and it's extremely loose, so I would need to tighten it up a bit. And for these ones, you can tighten it up under the floorboard. You have to do a little trick to tighten them. The next thing you want to check is the motor oil, and for these you would just take this cap off and see, okay, does it have coolant? Yes, it does. Clean this off a bit, and you can check the coolant, see what color it is. There's a special tool they sell to check the condition of the coolant. Another thing is I would check is these wires right here. If your car has them, you check. And I can see something like this. Okay, there's rats in here. Rats have gotten into this. So more than likely gonna have to replace that due to the heat. It's gonna allow it to start sparking against the hood or something. I checked these. I checked this hose. It's supposed to be pliable like that. If it's hard like a rock, you need to replace it. This one's pliable too. I remember a long time ago I had replaced all these hoses for this customer, so I know that they're good. That is something definitely you need to check on older vehicles because you don't want a air leak. You can check the power steering fluid, see what color it is. Also check the brake fluid. You never want to top this stuff off, but you do want to keep an eye on it and check it and see what color it is. I shouldn't be able to see the color of the brake fluid, but I can. That tells me that it's due for a brake fluid flush. And then you would check this air filter, pop these two clips usually. Sometimes they have screws, sometimes they have clips. Check that, and check for oil leaks. One main place that it likes to leak from is this valve cover, so check your valve covers. Just do a basic little mini inspection. If you see a hose that's gonna break, if you do something like that to it, replace it. And make sure there's no coolant leaks. Make sure you don't see a bunch of residue. If you see any crystallized residue around the corners of the radiator on the engine, you know something's wrong. And these are just the basic things to check to see, okay, my car is good for a road trip. It's dependable, reliable, and, good to go.